Shanti, and good early morning from Abu Dhabi here, and early morning in India, wherever you are connecting from. So, okay, shall we just start?
Yes, brother.
We can start, yeah. So I was going through the last week's Murli readings, and the way I felt after this is filled with a lot of love. Baba was going on and on the same theme. And that's the reason why we selected this topic of Dilaram, being merged in Baba's love. And surprisingly also, we'll see how this theme is alive till very, very current moment of time that we are going through. So what I'm going to do today is share a few thoughts, maybe for half an hour. And then after that, we will hear from you, your comments, if there's any question, or if there is anything that you would like to add. So yeah, let's start then. So who remembers what was the title of the last week's Avyakt Murli? Anybody remembers? Come on. Don't have to cheat. You have to make sure if you can remember anything from the last week's Avyakt Murli on the 14th. You can speak or type on the chat box. This title really took me by surprise, actually. Something's opened up just from the title of that Murli.
Actually, 14th was a Sunday, so we had a buffer day. But on 15th, I can say, yes, the facilities of science have made the means for a meeting very easy.
That was from the list of reading. I'm talking about the normal.
Sakar Moon.
Yeah.
Sakar.
No.
Okay.
Avyakt Murli, no, on Sunday?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay. So basically last week from now, the title of that Murli was The Basis of Making Your Lives Full of Love for Many Births is God's Love in This Birth. This was originally on the 13th of February, 1992, as we are continuing the Tapasya Murlis. This was part of that. And what I realized that day was that the reason a mother feels love for a child today, the reason that we love nature, we love family, we love near and dear ones, the reason that we love humanity, the basis of all that love that you can experience in this point of time of the conference is Baba's love. If Baba's love was not there, we would not be able to understand what love was. In that Murli, it became very clear that today we know what love is only because Baba comes and teaches us about love. And when I was reading these Murlis for the last week, something was kind of, coming into my mind that I've heard something recently very profound, and I couldn't figure out what it was till I went back and I looked up and I realized, yes, this was from last week's Avyakt Murli. And it's like there is a memory inside our consciousness, and that memory is a memory of love. And that's why I think we have Hollywood and Bollywood and all this expansion of expression of love. We have, this love stories that we, the books that have been written in different cultures about love. All that wouldn't have been there. A mother would not understand what is love. This is the remnants of Baba's love. And Baba mentions here, to have this life full of love. I think this life full of love not only was founded at this point of time, but it continued to be in our hearts for all this time. We went through the Copper Age, we went through the Iron Age, till this point of time. If there's anybody who is experiencing any form of love, it's only because Baba came at this time. I don't know how you receive this, but for me, this was like a revelation. Of course, Baba always says that the whole blueprint of the whole cycle of 5,000 years is established in this point of time. So just to go further, I'd like to just, of course, I've just touched on that subject as well. When does this happen? This happens in the confluence age, at the time when Baba comes. And I think it's Baba's love. Baba says that I come because the drama pulls me. I don't have any option. And I agree with that. But I feel that it is his love that actually pulls him to come at this confluence age, so that he can actually activate something inside us. Okay, so this meeting, there are many references in the last week's Murlis, that it says that out of all this time, out of all the experiences that we've had, it is only at this time that we actually have this opportunity to experience and express love. And this is such a unique time in the whole cycle. And this is what is called the Diamond Age. It is greater than even the Golden Age. Now, usually, when we are thinking about the cycle, we think more of the Golden Age. And sometimes even when we think about confluence age, we don't really feel it, because we see what's happening in the world. We see the sorrow that is going on. So we can't really comprehend, what is the value of this diamond age. Yeah. So moving ahead, I have another question. What does it mean? We spoke about being merged. In Hindi, I think it's lean, to become lean in the love of God. So what does it mean when we say to be merged in love? Anyone? I usually like things to be interactive, so please feel free to type on the chat box, or just unmute and if you feel like speaking something. I know this is one of the issues. I think it's quite early at your place. So people tend to be quiet in this atmosphere. But anybody would like to, being one, yes. Being equal, being one, being merged, There is often a contradiction in this world to be merged, because we often hear also that we cannot get merged, like the drop being merged in the ocean. So that's why I asked this question: what does it mean when we say to be merged in love? Admixture, not separable, brings a good mood. Yeah, thanks, Vinodba. So what is when Baba says, we have to be merged in his love? Any other thoughts? No one? Come on. There must be some thought that you might have, because Baba has been going on about this for many, many Murlis, and Baba says about being merged. So I wanted to ask this question because I think it's quite important to understand what is the meaning of being merged. But there are two words that comes to my mind. One is quite popular, being in the company always. Yeah, consistency, being in remembrance of one. Yeah. So literally, to be merged is to enter something else. Yeah. And the two words that we often hear is moksha. Okay, when the soul goes and gets merged in the supreme light. And there is another word that is called fana. Fana and moksha are concepts that we have, but they are kind of somehow, in Baba's understanding, sometimes misleading. What is this true merge that Baba is talking about? And it has been remembered as moksha. Okay. And often people think that they can exit and get complete liberation and merge with that element of light. And Baba mentioned actually in the same Murli that was there last week, that this is not what actually happens. And when we go back and we become our original selves, when we go to the soul world, there is no attainment for that. Okay. And he says that your merging of the heart is full of attainments. Okay. So it's this merging that we are talking about is not just feeling that love, but also there is a reward for it. Okay, and that's why Baba said that that love has an attainment. You get something, okay, which we call inheritance also sometimes. Yeah? So the meaning of being merged, just like you mentioned, is to become pure and to become equal to the Father, and then to experience that blissful state, okay, which then takes us to the golden age. Yeah. So this is what I understood about being merged in love. Yeah. And then I have another question. So what comes first? Now, this is something that I'm sure many of you have thought about. There are two things. One is love and another one is bliss. So what do you think comes first? So do we have love comes first? Okay. Why do you think love comes first? Anyone else? Any thought from anybody? Why is love first and then happiness? Or why it's the other way around? Maybe it's not. I don't know the answer. I'm just asking the question so that we can try and understand this process. Anyone? So what comes first? Is it love that comes first, or is it happiness that comes first?
Aren't they the two sides of the same coin?
Yeah. They come together, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also true. They are almost together, yeah. They're almost together. Again, in my understanding, the first thing that happens, of course, in the process from the God's point of view, God comes, and what God tells us is, and makes us feel, is nothing but just love. And that love forms the basis of everything else, actually. Okay, but from our point of view, of course, the soul is an embodiment of peace. So if there is one word for the soul, that's why we say Om Shanti, right? And Baba mentioned about Om Shanti in one of the Mullis last week, if you remember. He mentioned the Om Shanti state. Okay, when there is peace. Okay, because when we come through the cycle, through the cooperation, through the INH, we are totally peaceless. There is absolutely no chance for anything without peace. So first foundation, of course, for us is peace. So we know that. And when we go back to the soul world, when we came back from the soul world, it was only peace and nothing else. Okay. And then what happened is Baba came. And the first energy that Baba brings is the energy of love, because through love, there can be healing. Yeah. So let me just read before continuing. Ami mentions that love comes first. If there is love, bliss automatically follows. Very, very accurate. And Shivani, sister, says, both are really interconnected and independent, but if love comes first, it's probably because love is the foundation and basis of others that follow. Perfectly correct, yeah. Yeah, so the way I feel the progression is that feeling of being loved, when I look at my journey as when I came to Baba's knowledge, it was love that actually pulled me. I was searching for something and I didn't know what it was. And the first thing that hit my heart was Baba's love. And my first experience when I first met Baba was this feeling of complete contentment. Like if somebody is roaming around, and Baba often mentioned that we stumble around for many, many birds. It was exactly like that. So my experience was that I just couldn't stop feeling complete. That first meeting that I had was that, I've got everything. And literally, I felt like that. I was, of course, when we are in Madhuban, half of the work is done because of the vibration. But for those who experience Baba's meeting, my first experience was that, like, child, now you can calm down. Now you can rest because I am here. Like the Father comes and comfort. That's why he's called the comforter of hearts, because he actually made my heart melt. And I was feeling that it's okay now. I don't need anything. I don't know if anybody has got that experience where you felt that you don't really need anything from this world. Anybody else had felt this kind of experience before? Is it me alone? Anybody feels that they have found everything? Baba says, Panatha jo palia, like there's nothing that is missing in my life. Rakiban says, yes, or at least there's one person. Yeah. Yeah. So that is the first thing. When the love touches our heart, some magic happens. And this magic opens us in a blissful experience. So I was moving around. It was we were staying in Shantivan at that time. And I was moving around in the dining room, in the halls, in the street. And I was feeling that this immense amount of being loved. And Baba sometimes says there is a feeling of being tireless. You don't really feel that you are tired. That's the feeling that I had in my experience, the first experience of being in Madhuban. So according to me, I think the expression or that joy and happiness is just because you received love. And the moment you receive love and you feel completely full, that fullness expresses itself as joy or happiness or bliss. Yeah. So we move on. So why is love so essential and so powerful? What do you think? Why is love so essential and powerful? So we have understood that we won't know what love is till Baba comes. Baba comes at conference age and gives us this love. And it's because of that love that we actually go throughout the cycle, that takes us through the cycle. And we also understand that first, we understand what does it mean to be merged, and also what comes first. So the next thing is why is this so essential, and why does this empower us? This love empower us?
Love empowers us because it brings the sense of belonging, acceptance, and to count on. I'm not alone.
Yeah. So, there's one thing that recently I heard, that there is this feeling when we feel God's love, we feel completely accepted. We feel that, like one of the struggles that Rakib mentioned is the feeling of belonging. This is in our core. That's why we try to please other people, that we try to comply to other people, we try to measure ourselves based on other people, is because we need to feel that we belong. And this sense of belonging is deep in our core. And when we feel this, when we feel that we are completely accepted, okay, which is only, extremely expressed when we meet this God's love, we feel totally accepted. We feel totally understood. And this is what creates power in the soul. This is what actually, we talk about purification. This is what creates that purification in the soul. God's love meets our heart and melts our heart and creates this space of complete purity. And this is what brings power. So what happens is, when we are merged in God's love, in Baba's love, there is no chance for anything impure to enter. And there is all the expression and all the removal of any kind of impurity that is there in the heart. The moment we immerse ourselves in that energy of Baba's love, it kinds of, melts everything that is impure and doesn't allow anything from outside to enter the heart. And this is how the heart gets clean. And I noticed one thing also, that because there is no love for Baba, or when I forget Baba, when I'm not remembering Baba, this is the time when everything becomes difficult. The ego starts coming in, attachment starts coming in, all the vices starts coming in. Is only because when this link breaks at some point, and I start feeling empty and needy again. And the only thing I need to do is to be able to connect back to that source where the love starts flowing. And this is what, this whole process that we have come from all these births, and now we are in the last of the many births. We have understood that Baba is come. We have known the process of purification. And at this time, this feeling that, I'm able now to start the journey, to start that backwards journey to my original state. As the impurity continues to melt, as the vices continue to be removed from the heart, my heart becomes pure, clean, and I'm able now to have that strength that when something wrong happens in a practical life situation, I don't react. It's only because of love. Okay. When Baba's love ignites and cleans the heart, then I'm able to go through the experience of life without being hurt. Okay, so I will pause and stop here now, and I'll just open the discussion towards you. Let's have 2 minutes reflection, and then we will hear from you. So let's just have 2 minutes meditation. Om Shanti. Okay, so we'll give you a chance, and if there's anything that you feel that you would like to share from the previous week's Murli, from what you've heard just now, and from this topic of being merged in that love from the comforter of hearts, our hearts, and the expression of joy from there. Okay, so let's hear from anyone who would like to share. Maybe you can unmute yourself and would like to go first.
Om Shanti, brother. Om Shanti, everyone.
Om Shanti.
Baba's love has made me sustain myself. It has nurtured me through and through. And as we see in Lokik, love brings people together. They stay in company of one another. So does Baba. Baba's love has given me kind of identity to myself that I can carry through all situations, because it is such a subtle energy. The soul energy itself is such subtle, and it inherently probably it carries, if you fragment soul, it has so much of love's quantity in it, quantum in it. So that emanates outside and it freely mixes with people. Good thing about Baba's love is that it is not restricted to one person or one partner. It can spread through voice to so many people, and you can talk to so many without having to be judged upon or being commented upon that, yeah, this is my possession. It's not possessive, it is free.
Yeah.
And it helps me to go on. Thank you, Baba.
Very true, Vinod Bhai. So I was just thinking, like when my self-respect is restored, then I'm not worried. There is no need for me to prove to anybody anything. And as you said, it's so universal. It's not like, initially we love those who are in our family. I remember very clearly, those who are in your family, that, I mean, not that you hate other people, but you only love those who are near you. And then we realize that no, it's not about only those. Real love is not directional. That's what I usually say. It's a non-directional love. It's like it spreads everywhere. And sometimes, you feel it with everything, actually, even with plants, with trees, with nature, with animals, with everything, and not only humans. But that only comes when first I'm full. Yeah. Thank you so much for that sharing. Anyone else?
Shanti, Arif Bhai.
Shanti.
Kamaljit Pen from Sydney. We met you only a couple of weeks ago. It's nice to see you again.
Welcome.
Thank you.
This is how Baba's love spreads, no?
Yes.
From where to where.
Yes, that's definitely an example of how Baba's love spreads. So my experience is similar to the one that Bhai just said, that Baba's love sustains me, especially during the hard times. If you're going through tough situations, you know that his love is unconditional. It's there, and it empowers me to then further give unconditional love. Where I see situations that normally you would react, he never does this, why should I always do it for him or her? Then I realized, but Baba does this, calls us sweet children every day. We are not sweet every day, and yet he calls us that every day without fail. His unconditional faith in us, unconditional love, then pushes me on to use that same concept in my relationships, that I should also have unconditional faith, unconditional love, ongoing faith and unconditional love.
Yeah. It is such a power, and it's so easy, like, I mean, love is a power, but then power is so different and love is so different. Love is like that. You don't have to make effort in love. Love is that energy that is so easy and just flows and just gets you through. I really notice, the day when the heart is full, you don't mind a lot of things and you're not struggling, and then a little bit of emptiness comes, neediness comes. I want. Then I start becoming a beggar. Then I start having attachment. Then I start having all the vices come in. But when that heart is full, then I just say that, okay, fine, I don't need anything. My self-respect is full and complete because Baba loves me, Baba supports me, Baba nourishes me, Baba takes care of me, and Baba protects me at the same time. So everything comes from that one source. That's why we say, no, one support, none other.
Yeah, and one that you can actually express everything that's going on in your heart. You know that he's not going to be judging you like anyone else here. So
Yeah.
even if there is any kind of conflict or a thought that comes along with the, any kind of relationships that we are in, and if there is no expression there, there's one place that you can express what's going on in your heart, and you know that he's going to be listening to you, not just listening to you, but also supporting you by taking up the next action and directing you, the only thing he says is make yourself available for me. I'm there for you.
We have such an easy path and such an easy way. We don't have to do anything. The only thing that Baba only says, just remember me. That's all that I need to do from my side, and everything will be taken care of. But yes, that sometimes is difficult. Baba mentioned that, the ground pulls us down. There is a pull, but Baba's love makes us go beyond, to that place of no gravity, where there is nothing that can pull us back into this gross world. Yeah, somebody was sharing something. You can go ahead.
I was wondering, brother, love in Laukic world needs to be proved through something. As such, it means that it's not free, that you need to get it from somewhere, and if you don't show it through purchase of something or taking a person somewhere outside, it as if it doesn't exist. And there is such a big chaos or hangama that is created that yes, this is not as if this needs to be proved. It's not experienced, but it needs to be proved. But Baba's love here is so free, it can be experienced anytime, and as if we are reservoirs of it now. So that's the fullness and fulfillment that has come in.
Yeah, very true. And he say, no, if you love me, what are you gonna get for me? There is so much, or if you've forgotten, the anniversary, or you have, not remembered my birthday, or something like that, and Baba doesn't have all those things. Baba just says that love is not, you don't have to do anything, it's just there, there's nothing to be done. And even like, sometimes many people feel that, I have to show. To me, that sounds very artificial. Love doesn't have to be shown. It just shows. You don't have to show love. You don't have to, make people happy. It just shows. In fact, what Baba says that when somebody is immersed in that merge form, love just comes out by itself. You become the sample of that. And not only the sample of that love, but also sample of him. So you're not pulling people towards you. You are sending people to that source. You're connecting people to that source. And we could see this from the Dadis, very, very clearly, that it's their love for Baba that we were actually seeing. It was not like, many people say, yes, we experienced this, but actually it was that love that they were experienced that we felt through them, because they were in front of us.
Yes, love is like a magnet bar. The more you get absorbed in love, the more clarity you get it.
Yeah.
And the perception of the way you see it becomes different.
Yes. Yeah. It's that's why Baba says, no, he's like a magnet that pulls us, so when the heart is open, Baba just pulls you, that's the greatest magnet that is there. And then just, you become powerful magnet. As magnet attracts other magnets, it magnetizes them as well. So that power automatically gets transferred. Yeah. Anyone who's not shared anything would like to say something, or if there is any question that we can try and see if, Princey?
Om Shanti Bhai. Om Shanti everyone. So I like Baba says about love. I was thinking like before Gyan, we have to put a lot of efforts like to show everyone we love you. So, and a lot of money we have to spend, everything we have to do a lot. And now it's come up from inside. We don't have to show up. We really love you. It's come from inside. So, and second point is that Baba says that write me a letter in the end of the day. Because Baba loves us. Baba knows that we are not Sampoon, like Baba says, that we are still going with all those steps. Every day we are going ahead. So I noticed that now it's no need to sleep too much, as because we are so light when we go to sleep because it's of Baba's love. When we give everything to Baba, mind get relaxed. Even we know it's our fault. We had made so many mistakes. And we feel sorry, and Baba said, okay, bache, go ahead and go back to sleep. So it speaks so loud. And Baba's wake me early in the morning as well. I never put up an alarm. So it's because of Baba's love. So really, it's God loves who really appreciate from inside. It's only God's love, nobody else. Om Shanti.
No, many times people have confusion. We often say, and we hear in the Murlis that, forget all relationship, connect only to one. And people think that this is such a bad idea, but they don't realize that what Baba is saying is that you actually start giving them true love. When you are disconnecting from everyone and connecting to one source, you are actually serving them and loving them as well, and this is the highest form of love that you can express. Often people, you have one partner and that partner becomes a PK and the wife is not. And, they're afraid that now, my husband or my wife will not love me as before. But here it's actually the opposite. You start loving people more when you find God, when you find this beautiful bubbling energy. And this love, like many of you have said, it's not a selfish. It's not like I want something from you. That's why you are experiencing this love. Or I need something. That's why I'm doing this action. It's just an expression, And this is in my experience that when one's heart is filled and merged in Baba's love, there are two things that happen. You love everyone, that's one thing. And second one, you spread joy everywhere. Wherever you go, you spread joy. And it's such a simple process and it's such a natural process. It doesn't need any theories. It's practically for all those who kind of, invest a little bit of reflection, contemplation, and thinking about this whole topic. Automatically, they start feeling this. And that takes me throughout the day. And then in the evening, if there is anything, I forgive myself. I just, okay, fine. There are some fragments and those fragments will come out as well. So it's just a matter of having patience. Beautiful. Thank you. Anyone else? We have a few minutes before we go into meditation. Just somebody who has not said anything and would like to share, please feel free. This is Baba's, as you said, we are children of the comfort of heart. We are also comforters of heart, master comforters. So don't feel shy to say anything. Just, go ahead and express what is coming out from the heart. It's your last chance. Somebody who's not said anything and would like to even put on the chat box. Because as I said, expression is a form of feeling full. So whenever we feel something, the way we share it is, through expressing that, and it becomes multiplied. When we share something, it becomes multiplied. Okay, last chance. Okay. So just if you could type where you're connecting from, just for us to know, because we're trying to, get more people to know about this club and maybe kind of, make it grow as well. So if you could just type where you're connecting from, or just, if you'd like to say, so that we know where you've connected from. I know a few from Australia, some from India, some from maybe Malaysia. I don't see anything on the chat box, maybe show your hands or something.
Yep.
Kamaljit from Australia.
From Adelaide.
From Adelaide, yeah. Yep. Thank you. Nice that you can, and just spread the word. Maybe other people are also interested. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Princey Ben from Adelaide informed me. Remember we met you there in Adelaide?
Yes.
So yes, it's wonderful to be part of the universal family.
Yes. Hyderabad, Bangalore, wonderful. Okay. All right. So yeah, Vinod from India. Okay. So let us experience now. So we've discussed about it, and let's get a test of it. So there's no need of any music. We'll just I'll just speak a few thoughts, and let us see if we can create an experience out of that. Okay. So let us just sit relaxed. Just feel that we are on the lap of that supreme loving being. And as children, the Father is the one that takes care. He's not only the Father, but he's also the Mother. And we allow ourselves to let go. All the limited supports that we have been holding on to. Just allow them to drop and melt away. In the heart of the Comforter of Heart, Dilaram Baba. We just allow ourselves to drop all efforts, even this effort of me wanting to meditate. Just drop all efforts and relax in the swing of Baba's heart. I, the soul, combine with that supreme soul, experience the love, that beautiful energy that makes everything difficult easy. That is like a catalyst, speeds up the process of purification. It's like a healing medicine for the soul that heals all the wounds that knowing and unknowingly we have been inflicting on ourselves. That love that makes us feel that we belong to Him. That love that allows us to surrender to Him. That unconditional love that doesn't need to be proven, that is experienced every moment, every second. The moment I open my heart, this love starts flowing. Just one and none other. I become more useful in sharing this love to others, to the world, to nature, to the animals' kingdom, everywhere, all around, to create that atmosphere of love. Each moment, this becomes a service, giving back to nature, giving back to other souls. Instead of taking, giving back comfort, understanding, and acceptance. All souls are on a journey, just like I am on this journey. I accept everyone exactly as they are. And like Baba has this unconditional love, I also have this unconditional love for everyone who's around me. Always feeling complete. Once I found the source, the insecurity in the soul disappears. I don't feel like just holding on things to myself, because I have the key to the treasure store of all virtues, all goodness. And I also have the power to be stable, not to be shaken by Maya, as I am now beyond the gravity of Maya's pull. I've gone in that free space, floating space, where no vices can pull me back. Giving my hand, holding on to that strong and capable hand of the Supreme. I feel protected. There is no fear anymore. There is no anxiety of what is going to happen. I accept every moment in the drama to be of benefit. And just for 2 minutes in silence, feel your heart becoming full of Baba's love. And now spread and open your heart. And allow love to flow from your heart to the world. See the globe below you. And feel this love flowing from your heart down to the world. Every corner where there is sorrow, peacelessness, just feel that with Baba's love. Om Shanti. So once again, thank you very much for having me today, and hope that whatever was shared, you can take it and see what you can do with it, experience it, share it, and inspire others as well to do the same. So from my side, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Arifa, for the loveful meditation commentary. Let us absorb in love forever with God. And yes, from 1st September, we are starting with the second inning of this Avyak Murli Club. So let's join more of us. And very blissful day to all of you. And we shall meet you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Have a happy day.
Thank you so much, and have a wonderful weekend, everyone. And we'll see you next time.
Om Shanti, everyone. See you tomorrow morning.